I am recording this conversation for in my next video, and I kind of feel like about talking how smart our bodies are. So I want you to explain to me the process of decision making through the perspective of our bodies. How does it work biologically?
All right, let's dive into how decision making works biologically. Your body is incredibly smart, and decision making is a process that involves multiple systems working together seamlessly. First, it starts with sensory input. Your body gathers information through your senses, what you see, hear, feel, or even remember. This information travels through your nervous system to your brain, particularly to the prefrontal cortex, which is the part responsible for higher order thinking and reasoning. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Your limbic system, often called the emotional brain, processes the emotional significance of this information. The amygdala checks if the situation feels safe or dangerous, while the hippocampus adds context by drawing on past experiences and memories. Your body doesn't just rely on the brain, though. The gut-brain axis plays a huge role. Your gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which influence mood and decision-making. Ever had a gut feeling? That's your enteric nervous system communicating with your brain, integrating your physical sensations into your thought process. Once all this information is processed, your brain engages the dopaminergic system to weigh options. Dopamine, the reward chemical, plays a key role by evaluating which option feels most rewarding or beneficial. This is why your body is so good at recognizing patterns. It's constantly seeking the best outcome based on past rewards. When a decision is made, the motor cortex translates this choice into action, coordinating your body to carry it out. Throughout the process, your autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic, adjusts your physical state, like increasing your heart rate in stressful situations or calming you down when the decision is made. In short, your body integrates logic, emotion, memory, and physical sensations to help you make decisions. It's a collaboration between the brain, the gut, the heart, and your entire nervous system. This interplay shows just how intelligent your body is. It's not just your mind making decisions, it's your whole self. How does this perspective resonate with you?
Okay, now let's go with a now let's go with like a simple example. Let's say if I want to decide to whether I watch a movie or like go out to, I don't know, hang out with my friends, or whether I'm deciding to with what movie to watch. Like, give me an example about a simple decision like this and tell me how that process works for it.
All right, let's break down a simple decision like choosing whether to watch a movie or go out with friends. Here's how your body and brain handle this. 1. Sensory input and awareness. You start by gathering information. Maybe you check your phone to see what your friends are doing or glance at the movie options. Your senses are providing data to your brain. 2. Emotional processing, limbic system. Your amygdala evaluates the emotional weight of both options. How do you feel about each choice? Maybe hanging out feels fun but also a little tiring, while staying in feels cozy but lonely. The hippocampus chips in with memories. Last time I stayed in, I felt relaxed. Last time I went out, I had a blast. 3. Rewards system dopamine. Your brain evaluates the potential rewards. Dopamine helps you imagine which option would feel better. If you're craving social interaction, the reward system might nudge you toward going out. If you're exhausted, it might lean toward a movie. 4. Gut-brain axis. Your gut might influence this decision without you even realizing it. If you're physically tired or had a heavy meal, your body might push for rest. If you're energetic, it might nudge you to be social. 5. Weighing options, a cortex. This is the logical part of your brain stepping in. It starts weighing practicalities like what time is it? How much energy do I have? What's my schedule tomorrow? This is where pros and cons are analyzed rationally. 6. Body cues and state. Your body plays a role here too. Are your muscles relaxed or tense? Is your heart rate calm or elevated? These cues feed into the decision-making process. influencing whether you feel up for going out or staying in. 7. Decision activation, action. Once your brain reaches a conclusion, it sends signals to your motor cortex to act. If you decide on the movie, you grab the remote or set up your screen. If you decide on friends, you start getting dressed or texting them back. 8. Feedback loop. After the decision, your body reassesses. Did the choice feel good? This feedback influences future decisions, teaching your brain whether to favor similar choices next time. In this example, your brain integrates logic, emotions, physical sensations, and past experiences, even for a small decision. Your body's intelligence ensures that it's not just your brain deciding, it's your whole system working together. Isn't it fascinating how much goes into something so seemingly simple?
It truly is. Thank you. Now tell me for a decision that is much more critical, like maybe immigrating to another country or marrying someone.
When it comes to a critical decision like immigrating or marrying someone, your body and brain engage far more deeply and involve longer, more complex processes. Let's walk through it. 1. Extended sensory input. For big decisions, you gather a lot more data over time. This could include conversations, research, emotional experiences, or imagining possible futures. Your senses collect information continuously, what you see, hear, feel, all influencing your thoughts. 2. Deep emotional processing, limbic system. The amygdala evaluates emotional risks and rewards on a larger scale. Are you excited about the opportunities this marriage or immigration might bring? Are you scared of the potential losses? Your hippocampus recalls relevant experiences. Last time I moved, I felt lonely or this person reminds me of how I felt with someone I loved. 3. Projection and scenario simulation, prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex kicks into overdrive. You simulate scenarios, projecting yourself into different futures. If I marry this person, will I feel supported in 10 years? If I move, how will my career or happiness change? This area helps you imagine the long-term effects of your decision. 4. Integration of values, default mode network. Your brain taps into your sense of identity and core values. Does this decision align with who you are and what you want in life? For example, marrying someone might spark questions like, will they respect my independence? Moving might prompt, will this fit my vision of growth and security? 5. Physical responses. Your body responds more noticeably during high stakes decisions. Do you feel a knot in your stomach thinking about the risks? Or does imagining this decision bring calm and excitement? These visceral reactions, heart rate changes, gut feelings, are your body's way of offering feedback. 6. Social and environmental influence. The people around you and your environment add another layer. The feedback from friends, family, and even cultural expectations weigh in. Does your partner fit into your social circle? Would moving offer better connections or a sense of belonging? 7. Logical and practical weighing. While emotions play a significant role, your prefrontal cortex evaluates hard facts. What are the financial implications, the legal or logistical challenges? What's the realistic timeline for this change? These tangible considerations balance the emotional input. Internal conflict and resolution. Big decisions often involve internal debates. Your body and mind may go back and forth between excitement and fear. This tension can manifest as sleeplessness, elevated heart rate, or a constant replay of scenarios in your head. Eventually, a dominant feeling or rational argument tips the scale. 9. Decision commitment. Once you decide, your brain sends signals to act, like filing paperwork or making a commitment to a partner. Your body might feel relief, joy, or even apprehension, common responses to the weight being lifted. 10. Long-term feedback loop. After such decisions, your body and brain remain hyper-aware. Did you feel fulfilled or regretful afterward? This feedback imprints lessons for future decisions, shaping how you'll approach similar moments in life. For big decisions, your body acts like a full orchestra. Every part plays its role. Emotions, logic, past experiences, physical sensations, and external influences harmonize to guide you, showing just how deeply intelligent and integrated our systems are.
You talk in a way like different parts of my body or different parts of my brain are different people, but we are talking about like cells and molecules and like blood and like fiber, like water, like we're I don't know, carbon. That's what we are talking about. How? Explain to me.
You're absolutely right. At the core, we're talking about cells, molecules, water, and carbon. So let me break it down biologically, stripping away the metaphors of different people in your brain. Here's how the process works at the cellular and molecular level. 1. Neurons and synapses, the brain's communication network. Your brain is made of billions of neurons, each communicating through tiny gaps called synapses. When you think about a decision, electrical impulses travel through these neurons, releasing chemicals, neurotransmitters like dopamine, pleasure, reward, cortisol, stress, or serotonin, mood regulation. This chemical exchange creates the thoughts, feelings, and reasoning you experience. 2. Blood flow and oxygen delivery, energy for the brain. Your brain is hungry. It uses about 20% of your body's energy. When you're deep in thought, blood flow increases to specific regions of your brain, delivering oxygen and glucose, sugar, to fuel the neurons working hard to process information. For example, during logical reasoning, blood flow increases in the prefrontal cortex. 3. Chemical messengers, neurotransmitters and hormones. Neurotransmitters like acetylcholine help you focus, while norepinephrine heightens awareness during critical decisions. At the same time, hormones like adrenaline from your adrenal glands might kick in if the decision feels stressful or urgent. These chemicals drive your body's physical and mental response to decisions. 4. Molecular signals in the body. When your body feels something about a decision, like a gut instinct, it's not just a metaphor. Your gut is lined with neurons that communicate with your brain via the vagus nerve, sending molecular signals about your physical and emotional state. Similarly, your heart rate and skin conductance, sweat, change based on how the body perceives risk or excitement. 5. Memory storage and retrieval, protein activity. Memories play a huge role in decision making. When you recall past experiences, proteins within your neurons activate to strengthen or weaken specific synapses, making certain memories or knowledge more accessible. This is how your past guides your present choices. 6. Signal integration, brain regions talking. Different parts of your brain specialize in different tasks, but they're not separate. They're deeply interconnected by white matter fibers. These fibers are made of lipids, fats, that insulate electrical signals, allowing different brain regions to talk. For example, the amygdala, emotional center, sends signals to the prefrontal cortex, logical reasoning, to balance feelings with facts. 7. Cellular decision making. Yes, even cells decide. Even individual cells make decisions. For example, neurons decide whether to fire an electrical signal based on the strength of incoming signals. If enough neurotransmitters bind to a neuron's receptors, it triggers an action potential, a firing signal. On a larger scale, these cellular decisions combine to form your thoughts and actions. 8. Physical support, water, glucose, and electrolytes. Your brain's cells are suspended in cerebrospinal fluid, which provides nutrients and removes waste. The water, glucose, and electrolytes in this fluid are critical for maintaining the electrical charge that neurons need to function. Without these basic molecules, your brain wouldn't work at all. 9. Carbon-based life, molecular foundation. At the most basic level, your body is made of carbon-based molecules. Carbon atoms form the backbone of neurotransmitters, proteins, and hormones, all of which drive your decision-making. The molecular interactions within and between cells create the physical basis for what we experience as thoughts, feelings, and choices. So while it might seem like different parts of your brain and body are talking like separate entities, what's really happening is an intricate dance of molecules, electrical signals, and chemical reactions. These processes work together seamlessly to create the experience of decision making, making you feel like a unified whole, because you are.
Can you explain a simple decision now, like deciding to take a shower?
Sure, let's break it down biologically step by step for a simple decision like taking a shower. 1. Trigger, external or internal stimulus. You notice you're sweaty, sensory input from skin receptors, or you think about the relaxing feeling of warm water, memory recall. These triggers activate neurons in your sensory and association areas. 2. Evaluation, weighing the need. The prefrontal cortex starts analyzing, do I really need a shower now? It compares information, how you feel physically, sensory input, your plans for the day, working memory, and your past experiences, long-term memory. 3. Emotional input. The amygdala might chime in with feelings, I'll feel gross if I skip it, or like it's comforting to take a warm shower. Dopamine may spike as you imagine the pleasant sensations of showering, motivating you toward action. 4. Body signals, gut feeling. The insula processes bodily sensations like the sticky feeling on your skin or the mental tension of debating the decision. These signals influence your perception of how urgently you need a shower. 5. Action readiness. The motor cortex prepares your body. Stand up, walk to the bathroom, turn on the water. Your cerebellum coordinates the physical movements needed to execute the plan. 6. Reward processing. As you shower, dopamine is released, reinforcing the decision. You feel cleaner, refreshed, and relaxed, which strengthens the mental link between showering and positive outcomes for future decisions. Even simple decisions like this involve a dynamic network of sensory inputs, emotional considerations, memory recall, and motor planning, all happening in milliseconds to guide your choice. It's amazing how efficient your brain is at making even the smallest actions feel seamless.
Okay, now tell me, in life generally, for us as human beings, what pushes us to make better choices and helps us to make better choices in life, and what drives us to disrupt this rhythm of like decision making and make bad choices for ourselves or others?
What pushes us toward better choices or drives us to make harmful ones involves a delicate balance between our biology, environment, and mental state. Here's how it works. What pushes us toward better choices? 1. Self-awareness. When we understand our values, emotions, and needs, our prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making center, can guide choices aligned with our long-term goals. 2. Healthy emotional states. Balanced emotions, regulated by the amygdala, help us weigh decisions without being overwhelmed by fear, anger, or sadness. Dopamine encourages seeking rewards in constructive ways like personal growth or meaningful relationships. 3. Supportive environment. Positive influences like supportive friends or mentors strengthen neural pathways for good decisions. Seeing others model healthy behavior activates mirror neurons, encouraging similar choices. 4. Experience and learning. Past mistakes and successes refine decision making. The hippocampus stores these memories, allowing us to draw on them when faced. Stress improves focus and motivation via cortisol and adrenaline. It primes us to take decisive action without being paralyzed or reactive. 6. Healthy body functioning. Good nutrition, sleep, and exercise improve brain health, particularly the prefrontal cortex. These help us stay disciplined, reduce impulsivity, and make balanced decisions. What disrupts decision making and leads to bad choices? 1. Emotional overload. Intense emotions like fear or anger can hijack the amygdala and shut down rational thinking. This leads to reactive, short-sighted choices that may harm us or others. 2. Stress and fatigue. Chronic stress floods the brain with cortisol, impairing the hippocampus, memory, and prefrontal cortex. This reduces our ability to think critically and reflect on consequences. 3. Peer pressure and environment. Negative social influences or toxic environments can shape decision-making. Mirror neurons may lead us to replicate harmful behaviors or prioritize fitting in over our well-being. 4. Addictive cycles. Addictions hijack the brain's reward system, making harmful choices feel rewarding in the short term. The drive for immediate gratification outweighs long-term consequences. 5. Poor self-regulation. If the brain's inhibitory mechanisms, mainly in the prefrontal cortex, are weak, impulsivity takes over. This leads to quick, emotion-driven decisions without considering their impact. 6. Unresolved trauma or negative beliefs. Traumatic experiences or negative self-perception stored in the brain can distort our decision-making lens. We might self-sabotage or avoid risks due to fear. How to stay in rhythm for better choices. Build awareness. Reflect on your values and align decisions with them. Create a positive environment. Surround yourself with people and settings that encourage growth. Practice mindfulness. Stay present to avoid reactive patterns. Take care of your body. Sleep, eat well, and move regularly to optimize brain health. Learn from the past. Use mistakes as feedback, not failures. Recognize emotional patterns. When emotions feel overwhelming, pause before acting. Better choices come from harmony between our biology, emotions, and environment. Disruptions occur when this harmony is broken, often by stress, impulsivity, or negative influences. Balancing these factors helps us steer ourselves toward fulfillment and connection.
First, define, and second, give an example for good and bad decision in a biological level.
Definition at the biological level: good decision, a decision that aligns with our long-term well-being based on balanced neural and hormonal responses. It activates the prefrontal cortex, rational thinking, and integrates input from other brain areas like the amygdala, emotions, and hippocampus memory for a measured and thoughtful choice. Bad decision, a decision driven by reactive, unregulated neural hormonal responses. The amygdala dominates, overriding the prefrontal cortex, leading to impulsivity or emotional choices that often harm well-being. Example of a good decision: choosing to exercise regularly. The prefrontal cortex considers the long-term benefits: health, energy, mood improvement. Dopamine is released when anticipating the reward of feeling good post-workout. The hippocampus recalls past experiences of feeling stronger or happier after exercise. Cortisol levels drop during the workout, reducing stress and reinforcing the habit. Result: this decision strengthens neural pathways for discipline and resilience, benefiting physical and mental health. Example of a bad decision: overeating junk food. Under stress, chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, impairing the prefrontal cortex and making the amygdala dominant. The amygdala seeks immediate comfort, activating cravings for high-calorie, sugary foods. Dopamine spikes temporarily during consumption, creating a reward loop. However, this behavior weakens the body's insulin response, increases inflammation, and reinforces impulsivity over time. Result: this decision contributes to poor health outcomes and builds a habit of stress eating, further disrupting decision-making processes.
How can we help make better decisions on like a biological level?
On a biological level, improving decision-making involves optimizing brain function and regulating the systems that influence it. Here's how. 1. Manage stress. Chronic stress floods the brain with cortisol, impairing the prefrontal cortex. Practicing relaxation techniques like mindfulness, deep breathing, or yoga reduces cortisol and strengthens rational thinking. 2. Prioritize sleep. Sleep deprivation reduces activity in the prefrontal cortex and increases impulsivity. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep to restore brain function. 3. Eat balanced nutrition. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like fish, antioxidants, fruits and vegetables, and whole grains support brain health. Avoiding excessive sugar and processed foods prevents energy crashes and mood swings that impair decisions. 4. Exercise regularly. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, stimulates the release of dopamine and serotonin, and enhances cognitive flexibility and focus. 5. Hydrate. Dehydration impairs concentration and decision-making. Drinking enough water keeps the brain functioning optimally. 6. Regulate emotions. Emotional regulation strengthens the connection between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. Journaling, therapy, or talking things out can help manage emotions. 7. Practice delayed gratification. Training yourself to wait before making decisions, even for a few minutes, strengthens the prefrontal cortex and reduces impulsivity. 8. Learn and reflect. Stimulating the brain with learning and reviewing past decisions helps reinforce positive neural pathways for thoughtful choices. By optimizing these factors, the brain functions at its best, leading to clearer thinking and healthier decision-making patterns.
Okay, I think we did pretty good. Do you have anything else before I end the video?
I think we've covered a lot of fascinating ground about how our bodies and brains work together to guide us through decisions, both simple and profound. If there's one thing to leave on, it's this: trust in the intelligence of your body and mind, nurture it with care, and remember that even when decisions feel overwhelming, your system is working with you to find balance and clarity. You've got this.